Motorsport is all about speed, skill, and competition, but sometimes the desire to win leads to cheating. Over the years, teams and drivers have broken the rules in shocking ways, creating some of the biggest scandals in racing history. From stealing secrets to faking crashes, these scandals have changed championships, ruined careers, and even forced teams to leave the sport. Whether it's hiding illegal tech, swapping drivers in virtual races, or deliberately causing accidents, these stories show how far some will go to win. In this video, we'll explore some of the most infamous cheating scandals in motorsport. Get ready for some jaw-dropping moments that prove racing isn't just about crossing the finish line first, it's also about playing fair. Let's dive in. When the COVID-19 pandemic brought the world to a standstill, motorsport turned to virtual racing. Formula E, like many other series, hosted online events to keep fans engaged. But what seemed like a fun alternative quickly turned into a full-blown scandal involving Daniel Abt, a German Formula E driver. Abt, who had been struggling in the virtual races, shocked everyone by finishing third in a Berlin event. However, his sudden success raised eyebrows. Other drivers began questioning his performance, especially since his face was mysteriously hidden behind a microphone during the race. The truth soon emerged. Abt hadn't been driving. Instead, he had handed the controls to a professional sim racer, 18-year-old Lorenz Horsing. Abt claimed it was meant to be a prank, but the motorsport community wasn't amused. Formula E disqualified him, fined him 10,000 euros, and his team, Audi, suspended him indefinitely. The scandal marked the end of Abt's Formula E career, proving that even in virtual racing, cheating has real-world consequences. The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix is remembered not for its thrilling night race, but for one of the most shocking scandals in Formula One history, Crashgate. Renault, struggling with an uncompetitive car, resorted to desperate measures to secure a win. During the race, Renault driver Fernando Alonso made an early pit stop, a move that seemed like a strategic gamble. But on lap 14, Alonso's teammate, Nelson Piquet Jr., crashed into the wall at turn 17, bringing out the safety car. This played perfectly into Renault's hands, as Alonso had already pitted and was able to take the lead when the rest of the field pitted under the safety car. Alonso went on to win the race. At first, it seemed like a stroke of luck, but a year later, Piquet Jr. revealed the truth. The crash had been deliberate. Renault's team principal, Flavio Briatore, and engineering director, Pat Simons, had ordered Piquet to crash to help Alonso win. The scandal, known as Crashgate, led to Briatore being banned from F1 for life, Simons receiving a 5-year suspension, and Renault's reputation being severely damaged. The team eventually sold its F1 operation and exited the sport. NASCAR is no stranger to drama, but the 2013 Spingate scandal took things to a whole new level. The incident unfolded at Richmond Raceway, the final race before the playoffs. With multiple drivers vying for the last playoff spots, tensions were high. Michael Waltrip Racing, RNWR, had 3 drivers in the race, but only Clint Bowyer was safely in the playoffs. Martin Truex Jr. needed a strong finish to secure his spot. In the closing laps, Bowyer suddenly spun out, bringing out a caution flag. This changed the race dynamics, allowing Truex to gain positions and secure a playoff spot. But the spin wasn't an accident. Radio communications revealed that Bowyer had been instructed to spin in
Hey, the 22 is requesting that we give him this spot at the end of the race. They said they need it just to make sure that they're locked in.
Intentionally to help Truex. To make matters worse, MWR also manipulated the race to help another driver. MWR was fined $300,000. Vickers pit unnecessarily. NASCAR investigated and handed down severe penalties. MWR was fined $300,000. And all 3 drivers lost points, knocking Truex out of the playoffs. The scandal also led to MWR losing its main sponsor, and the team eventually folded. Spingate remains one of the most infamous moments in NASCAR history. The 1994 season was one of the most controversial in Formula One history, and Benetton was at the center of it. The FIA had banned driver aids like traction control and active suspension, but rumors swirled that Benetton had found a way to circumvent the rules. The suspicions were fueled by the team's unusually quick pit stops and the distinctive sound of their cars on track. After Ayrton Senna's tragic death at Imola, the FIA demanded that Benetton, along with McLaren and Ferrari, submit their engine management system codes for inspection. Benetton's software contained a hidden launch control program known as Option 13, which could be activated with a specific sequence of steering wheel inputs. While the team claimed it was only used for testing, the FIA found no evidence of its use in races. However, Benetton was fined for delaying the submission of their codes and for removing a fuel filter, which led to a dangerous refueling fire at the German Grand Prix.
Comes very difficult as a driver, you know, to judge. We had a quick glimpse of it from Verstappen. Oh, and fuel! That's the first time we've had a fuel splash. Oh my goodness me!
The World Rally Championship, WRC, has seen its fair share of controversies, but Toyota's 1995 cheating scandal stands out. At the time, the FIA had introduced turbo restrictors to limit engine power and improve safety. Toyota, struggling to keep up, devised a clever way to bypass the restrictors' horsepower. The cheat was so well hidden that it went unnoticed for months. But during the Rally of Spain, Toyota's sudden dominance raised suspicions. The FIA inspected the car and discovered the illegal mechanism. The consequences were severe. Toyota was stripped of all points from the season, banned from the WRC for a year, and their reputation was tarnished. The scandal remains one of the most audacious cheating attempts in rally history. Smokey Yunick wasn't just a mechanic, he was a legend in NASCAR for his ingenuity and his willingness to bend the rules. Known as the best damn mechanic in racing, Yunick became infamous for his creative cheating methods. One of his most famous tricks involved a basketball. Before inspections, Yunick would inflate a basketball inside the fuel tank, making it appear full. Once the car was approved, he deflated the ball, creating extra space for fuel. Another time, he installed an 11-foot-long fuel line, looping it under the car to hold extra fuel without breaking the rules. Yunick's most audacious move came in 1967 when he built a Chevelle for the Daytona 500 that was 7/8 the size of a standard car. By adjusting the roof, windows, and floor, he made the car lighter and faster while still passing inspection. NASCAR eventually caught on and introduced stricter rules, but Yunick's legacy as a rule-breaking genius lives on. The 2007 Formula One season was overshadowed by one of the biggest scandals in the sport's history, Spygate. It all started when Ferrari's chief mechanic, Nigel Stepney, was accused of leaking confidential team documents to McLaren's chief designer, Mike Coughlin. The documents, nearly 800 pages long, contained Ferrari's technical secrets, including details about their car design and strategies. The scandal came to light when a photocopying shop employee tipped off Ferrari after noticing the sheer volume of sensitive information being copied. McLaren initially claimed that no one else in the team had seen the documents, but the FIA's investigation revealed otherwise. The fallout was severe. McLaren was found guilty of possessing Ferrari's intellectual property and was disqualified from the 2007 Constructors' Championship. They were also slapped with a record-breaking $100 million fine. While McLaren's drivers, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, were allowed to compete for the Drivers' Championship, the scandal tarnished the team's reputation and left a lasting stain on the sport. From virtual racing scandals to real-life crashes and ingenious mechanical cheats, motorsport has seen it all. These scandals remind us that while racing is about speed and skill, it's also a battle of wits, and sometimes a test of ethics. Whether it's drivers hiring imposters, teams orchestrating crashes, or engineers finding loopholes, the pursuit of victory has led to some of the most shocking moments in motorsport history. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Should I make a part 2? And don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.